It is a great day for astrology, is it not? Welcome, everybody. This is your Cosmic Weather Report for the week of July 4th through the 10th, 2022. And I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again. This is the halfway point. That 0.5 heading into 1.0. Don't worry, you guys. This is going to be a great podcast, okay? I might not have had coffee yet, but it's fine. It's fine. We're going to be great. And let's just say this is kind of the energy of the week ahead, okay? We have a lot of planetary activity. And to revisit my thought there just a few seconds ago, we have another half of the year. And last week I suggested that you look back over the last 6 months and pull out your defining moments and say, okay, now how do I want to take these defining moments of the last 6 months and now propel them, move them forward, or change the narrative in the next 6 months? And listen, you might be someone who says, I don't have any defining moments. I got nothing. I'm hoping that that's none of you. But for some folks, the last 6 months could be pretty damn bleak. So that's fine. This is your opportunity, and I'm encouraging you to make conscious, intentional effort and choices and decisions to take that. That's a narrative in itself, right? I have no defining moments. And now say, moving forward over the next 6 months, I'm going to consciously create defining moments in my life, right? This year, because you have 6 months left to now make 2022 a defining moment for you. And that's always available to you, but it's just making the conscious effort. So I love to zoom out, and I love to encourage you to zoom out in order to make daily micro decisions that lead to your higher purpose or a greater goal or your ambition. On all across the spectrums, right? You have relationship goals, you have professional goals, you have family goals. We are in Cancer season, so we do have a lot of emphasis on family and what that means for you, your home, your foundation, your security, right? Relationship security, job security. There's so much happening in the world outside that I would really strongly encourage you to now pull in and say, okay, this is what's happening around me, and now in my own little bubble, I'm going to be making these decisions. I'm going to be making this conscious effort to change my life, which then sends a nice radiation, a nice little radiative beam out into the world of saying, well, look, if she can do it, or if he can propel something or move something forward, advance something, expand and grow in a certain way, well, then I can too. And that's the power of taking control of your life. That is the power of stepping into the driver's seat of your life. Is that, yes, some folks take that as something as being selfish or being self-absorbed or self-focused, but this isn't a hall pass. Let me just disclaimer this. It's not a hall pass to, just be a terrible person. That's not the idea, but it is to say, I am so focused on my growth that when someone comes into my force field, or they come into they come somewhere close to me, they can feel the power of my consciousness. They can feel my soul radiating, because each and every day, I'm making the effort to achieve something higher. I'm listening to my higher self, or I'm listening to God. I'm praying. I'm tapping into my faith and making daily actions towards grabbing onto it and towards creating that, making it something real and tangible. That's what I say all this for, okay? And you can interchange any of those words. I don't want to trigger anybody by saying God. A lot of times I interchange them all the time. I literally do. The spirituality of Grahamism is interchangeable. So you can say spirit, source, God, the universe, the cosmos. It's all good here. Yeah, everybody is welcome here, So don't take that as anything. Just in case, I feel like you got to disclaimer everything these days. So I don't disclaim everything, but when it comes to me, I do. So as far as this week goes, the week of July 4th through the 10th, it's a really busy week, okay? And there is a lot of activity. We have two planets changing signs on the same day. We have some asteroids changing. We have one asteroid changing signs. We have another asteroid that's stationing retrograde. And then we have some planetary aspects. And we have a quarter moon this week, and it's in the sign of Libra. So now our relationships get a little bit of a gut check this week. So as you move through the week, I just want you to know that there's some turbulence here, okay? Any one week that has one planetary sign change, that causes a little bit of like, oh, because the energy of that planet is changing. Well, on the same day, Monday, today, 4th of July, not that anyone in America right now is really celebrating independence because of how much... I don't want to get into a big political discussion, but we're not necessarily feeling so independent and, loving right now. So, not that anyone's going to be celebrating that, but if you are, celebrating yourself, or you are just using it as a time to be with your friends and family, again, Cancer season, then I hope that those celebrations, feel warm and fuzzy, and that you are happy and that you are in a celebratory mood. But on Monday, the Mars will leave Aries, which is his favorite sign, and then Mercury will leave Gemini, which is his favorite sign. So we're knocking into a different energy on both fronts. Mars being our motivator, our energy, our get up and go, and Mercury our communicator, our thinking mind, our creative mind, our willingness to communicate and negotiate and clearly and effectively. Let's just put those words on it. When Mercury goes into water, which is what he's doing this week, going into Cancer, he loses his voice, and he can't communicate his feelings as well. He has a more difficult time saying in an effective way, oh, this is what's going on. And reasoning behind that is because any planet in Cancer is answering to the moon, which she is our fastest moving celestial body. So then the flavor of that planet and the energy of that planet is changing every time the moon changes, which is every 2.5 days. So that's something to just keep in mind now, because for the next 3 weeks, our thinking mind and our willingness to communicate what's going on with us is going to be... I'm now like... I'm hesitant to say volatile, because I know I don't want anyone to take it as more than what I think it is. But it is more emotionally volatile, okay? It's a little more unexpected. It's a little more 2.5 days I'm really gung-ho and I'm feeling great. And then the next 2.5 days I want to recluse. And then the next 2.5 days I might just be like, maybe it's just a Netflix and popcorn kind of day. And then the next day, the next 2.5 days are something completely different. The sun's already there. The sun's beaming through Cancer now. So our solar season it changes flares because the sun is also answering to the moon. So we're adding into this lunar vibe this week with Mercury jumping into Cancer. And then we have Mars jumping into Taurus. So Mars in Aries is more, well, again, this is more like passionately volatile. This is more like impulsiveness, right? So Mars in Aries is impulsive. It just takes what it wants. It's act first, think later, or never, or punch first, cry later. Mars in Aries it does like beam us into action. It doesn't necessarily make a clear mission, but it does say, okay, but I'm going to go on this. I'm going to press go. Mars in Taurus now focuses that energy and says, now I'm going to be more intentional. I'm going to be more conscious about where I'm putting my energy, my drive, my motivation. So that's a nice. Now on a bad day, Mars and Taurus is the stubborn bull, raging at the sign of red. So we do have that little cautionary tale there too. So before we get into breaking down this week, I do just want to do just a couple little bulletin board items here. The first of which is there is a fake drunk astrology account on Instagram. They have copied my most recent 21 post, and they've copied my bio link, which is really interesting. But this account, it's drunk astrology with an underscore, but they have been reaching out, they've been DMing people that follow me and, drunk astrology, the OG, the original, the creator, the founder, the astrologer of drunk astrology. They have gone through my followers and they are following people at random and they're DMing them, offering them donation-based readings and suggesting $50 to $200 for the whole deal. It's fake. It's not me. So if you have anything in you to just go report and block that account, I would massively appreciate it, because some people have actually sent money. And luckily, one person sent it to me. They didn't wait for the shady scammer to say, oh, this is the account to send it to. They actually sent it to me, which is how I caught wind of how this was going on. And, so I was able to refund them. But someone else, actually sent them a donation and, I can't do anything about it. I've been reporting to Instagram. Instagram doesn't really seem to be doing anything. I have a lot of clients that are reporting. I just feel like let's just build a case. How many people have reported and blocked this account? I have screen caps of conversations now, and I've also filed a formal complaint to the Federal Trade Commission. So trying with all my might to get rid of this account and to stop them from scamming. But right now, they're getting away with it. So anyway, there's that bulletin board item. Beware of a fake drunk astrology on Instagram. I will never DM you about a donation-based reading. And I'll never DM you about getting a reading. If you want a reading, I think most people know by now that you go to drunkastro.com. I have a scheduler and a whole pile of options for you as far as what what readings are available to you. And that's how we work together. Okay, so that's that. Now, on the same tip of drunkastro.com, yours truly is going to be doing bite-sized astrology for every week, just kind of giving you a nice summation. Like right now, the podcast, we go in depth and we talk about planetary rulership and aspects and everything. But on the website each week, I'll be sending this to everyone on the newsletter. So if you're not on the newsletter, make sure you go to your, whether show notes or the description here on YouTube. Just click on the link, sign up for the newsletter, and then you'll get the weekly horoscope in your inbox. But then I'm also going to be doing little daily bite-sized. So we cover the whole week here on the podcast, but now you can go to the website. You can just look at so today's Monday, July 4th. The moon is in Virgo, and it makes 4 aspects, and this is what those aspects are. Just kind of a way so you can just kind of frame your day, know what to expect, and say, okay. All right, now I can move forward. One client even wrote me and said, this is such a great idea. I'm going to screen cap the daily aspects and put them on my lock screen. So each day I can look at my phone and go, okay, here's that quincunx to Uranus. There's that unexpected curveball or that unexpected change that I have to make. I thought that was a really good idea. So if you're not on the newsletter, I encourage you to just click on the notes, click on the link in the notes and, get on the newsletter. And then every single day you'll be able to go to drunkastro.com. I'm going to have a little horoscope section and you'll be able to just click that and say, today is Monday, July 4th. Bam, there's my bite-sized astrology. And then you can always prepare for the week here on the podcast. So just adding more services for you because this Virgo has been working on how to expand and grow this wonderful business of mine. And these are the things that are coming through, and these are the things that I'm tapping into, and hopefully they're designed to help you. So by all means, if you're like, I actually need something a little like this, you can let me know. That's the beauty of this, okay? I'm here to help you, and if I'm not helping you, then I'm not doing a good job. So you can always tell me what would help you, and we'll make it work. All right, so let's talk about this week, shall we? Let's talk about our moons. And our moons are really interesting this week because all week long, until we get to the Sag moon at the end of the week, during the weekend, they all make aspects. Their final aspects are to Pluto. So we have a lot of change this week. A lot of it. And some feels productive and flowy and collaborative, and others a little separative and stressful and friction-inducing. So, that's fun. Okay, let's talk about it. All right. So Monday, July 4th, the moon is in Virgo. It is making some adjusting aspects, but it also has a sextile to the sun early in the morning. Remember, all the times that I give you during this podcast are in Pacific Daylight Time, so just adjust for your time zones. But there is a nice sextile to the sun. There is a nice trine to Uranus. I will say that Virgo moons, and speaking as one myself, it's a great time to just get things done, or to create a list if you don't already have one. And if you do have a to-do list, power through it. It's the perfect time, perfect moon for that, because it's just so diligent and disciplined and routined. So power through. Then on Tuesday, July 5th, the Virgo moon goes void at 11:04 a.m. with a trine to Pluto. So that makes Monday and early parts of Tuesday very productive, very flowy, working well within power dynamics, power structures, power figures. So great moons. Great moon, Monday, Tuesday. And then at 3:25 p.m., the moon enters Libra, and then it starts making some adjusting aspects, like a lot. So we have an adjustment to Mars Tuesday afternoon, a stressful aspect to Mercury at 6:20 p.m. So we can expect that the later half of Tuesday there might be some tug of war like communications. Because remember, by then Mercury will be in Cancer. We'll cover that in a second. Then on Wednesday the 6th, the Libra moon has an opposition to Jupiter, an opposition to Chiron. You hear these oppositions, you say, that's polarizing. That is a dynamic pull. That's pulling in different directions, right? Jupiter wants to be high-minded and philosophical and travel-oriented and expansive. But the Libra moon is like, yeah, but the partners, and collaboration and partnership. And Jupiter's in Aries, like, yeah, but I want to go over here. I want to do this. And I need to plug in my computer charger because my laptop is yelling at me for being low battery. So you're going to have to give me 2 seconds, YouTube and the podcast app. This is so classic Graham that it's not even funny. But now I've got it covered. So thank you for tuning in to Drunk Astrology in the moment. Anyway, July 6th, the Libra moon in the opposition. So you get the idea, right? Libra moon wants to speak. It's an air sign, right? It wants to think, it wants to collaborate, it wants to partner, and Jupiter in Aries is like, I want to go over here. So it's just more of like that balancing act between like, oh, what do I need to do over here? What am I expected to do in this relationship? But also, what do I need to do? What do I want? And then find that middle ground. Easier said than done, I totally get it, but that's the sweet spot, is when you have these oppositions, is find that middle ground between what you want and what someone else wants from you. Then on Thursday, July 7th, the Libra moon goes void at 6:04 p.m. with a square to Pluto. So this is the thing about when the moon is in a cardinal sign. The cardinals are Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. So Pluto's at the last degrees of Capricorn's at 27 degrees. So more than likely, Our final aspects with these cardinal moons is a square to Pluto. So we're getting that like separative, argumentative energy every time we have Aries, Leo, Cancer, Capricorn. Capricorn's more of a conjunction, which can go either way. But when we have the Aries, Libra, Cancer moons, we're having squares and oppositions. So it's just, they're coming around and they're just kind of riling us up a little bit. So that Virgo moon makes that nice flowy, juicy trine to Pluto, but now the Libra moon is making this square to Pluto. So it's like we flow and then we create friction and we go, okay, I gotta find a midpoint here. I gotta find something that works for me, something that works for us is the overall vibe. Then at 10:15 p.m. on Thursday, the moon enters Scorpio. And the moon is in Scorpio all day Friday. Does have an opposition to Mars early in the morning. But the other two aspects, a trine to Mercury and an adjustment to Jupiter. And there's some other aspects going on that day as well. We'll talk about them in just a second. Then on Saturday, the Scorpio moon makes so many aspects. So Saturday is one of our busy days this week, okay? It has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 aspects, okay? 7 aspects in one day for the moon, that's a lot. 1 to 4, in my opinion, is ideal. But when you got 7, and of the 7, 1, 2, 3, 4 are adjusting, argumentative, stress-inducing, okay? But there are nice ones, right? We have a trine to Neptune, a trine to the Sun, and then it goes void at 9:34 p.m. on Saturday with a sextile to Pluto. So that's more like, sextiles are more like nervous energy, right? So it's positive in its forward motion, but it just kind of, it's like you're on edge a little bit, it's a little bit of nervous energy. And we're working with Pluto, so nervous energy around power structures, power dynamics, power figures, authority figures, anywhere where you're kind of answering to someone or you feel like, oh, this is someone who's like above me or surpassed me. It just kind of, it's just get a little nervous. And the Scorpio moon is just like, it's again a relationship moon, but it's intense relationships, it's deep relationships, it's finances. So that's another theme that could be coming up for you under that Scorpio moon is, I'm nervous about my finances and needing to transform or change the dynamic, change the reality of what's going on. Then on Sunday, July 10th, the moon enters Sagittarius at 1:34 a.m. It has 2 adjusting aspects, a nice trine to Jupiter that's nice and expansive and growth potential is all there. Sag moon, loves adventure and it loves spontaneity. And that Sag moon goes void on Monday with a square to Neptune. So that's more like a clearing, an understanding. You might be foggy or unclear about some kind of situation. That Sag moon going square to Neptune is like, okay, I need to know what this is. Sag energy is always looking for the truth, and they're always the first to jump at smelling the truth and saying it without apology. Whether you like it or not, a Sag is going to tell you, what's going on, or their version of what's going on. Okay, those are the moons. So again, a lot of Pluto energy, a lot of change, a lot of transformation. It's just written there in the moon. But now for the planetary turbulent side of things, Mars enters Taurus at 11:04 p.m. on Monday. So, we take the crazy, not so focused energy of a Mars and Aries, and we jump into the focused, controlled, intentional energy of Taurus. And we get that energy for the next 6 weeks. Then at 11:25 p.m. on Monday, you see how fast this is going? Mercury enters Cancer. So he leaves Gemini, jumps into Cancer, and now starts answering to the moon. So again, we have to make some extra effort to communicate how we're feeling, to communicate where things are coming from. Might take you a little bit longer to just get your thinking mind together, but don't stress. It's just for a few weeks, and it's because Mercury's in Cancer. Then at 11:37 p.m., do you see this? 11:04, Mars enters Taurus. 11:25, Mercury enters Cancer. 11:37 p.m., Mercury sextiles Mars. Okay, so that's again nervous energy about moving forward. And it's also at the early degrees of both signs. Mars and Mercury just changed into their new signs, and then they aspect each other. So it's like I don't really know like where I'm going or what I want to do, but I know that I need to go, and I know that I need to do it. That's more the energy of that Mercury-Mars sextile on Monday. No planetary action on Tuesday, unless you're in another time zone other than the West Coast. And, then the Mars, Mercury, and the Mercury-Mars sextile are all taking place late at night for you on Tuesday the 5th. Then on Wednesday, we have a Venus-Chiron sextile, so working with the wound. Venus is all about love, balance, and harmony. Chiron is about healing, first and foremost, teaching, using your wounds as a way to teach, right? So, Venus and Chiron are working together in a way that's like, okay, they're dancing with each other, but they're enjoying the dance. So just kind of say like, all right, if I'm feeling a little wounded, or if I'm like I've got nervous energy around like moving forward, and it's just kind of playing on a self-induced limiting belief system, then you go, okay, this is Venus Chiron, and they're working together productively, so I get to just work nicely with my wounding and not believe my inner dialogue that says I'm not worth it or that I'm not good enough. And then we have a Libra quarter moon at 7:14 p.m. It's at 14 degrees and 59 minutes. So you're going to find 14 degrees, 59 minutes of Libra in your chart. Or if you have any planet around 14, 13, I would say even 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If you've got planets between 12 and 16, that Libra quarter moon is calling for balance. And I've done a nice little write-up in this in the weekly horoscope that you'll be getting in your inbox. If you're on the list. But yes, quarter moons can be stressful days. Libra, within relationships, and that quarter moon vibe is all about just striking balance and saying like, I want to move forward, or I want to manifest these certain things for myself, but now certain relationship dynamics, this quarter moon is saying, might be preventing or blocking you from achieving your manifestation. So pay attention to what comes up for you on Wednesday. And then we have one of our asteroids. We have Pallas Athena entering Gemini. So Pallas is a war goddess, but she's all about strategy. So the asteroids don't ever tell us a new story, but they do enhance the story that the planets are telling us. So when Pallas enters Gemini, now we have to embrace that there are multiple ways to get what we want. There are multiple brand strategies, relationship strategies. But anytime that you're trying to make a strategic decision, Pallas and Gemini is saying, but I need you to look at both sides, and I need you to what's the word I'm looking for? I need you to consider that there's multiple ways of getting the thing that you want. And that's the overall vibe. So she's just adding that on to the story of the planets. Then we have on Thursday, July 7th, we have Vesta stationing retrograde. Vesta's the home and hearth. Our body is our temple. And what lights us up, what's our motivation to take care of ourselves and take care of others. So Vesta's in Pisces. She's going retrograde, so she's just bringing that to the forefront. Connection to spirit, connection to divine, while she's in Pisces, and your dreams and your subconscious. Also to note, on Thursday and Friday, the nodes are direct. It's only 2 days this week. We don't have many days in July with the nodes direct. I think there's only one other moment this month where we have the nodes direct. So these are great days for fated opportunities, conversations, meetings. Make sure you take advantage of that. On Friday, we have a Sun-Chiron square. So now that's a wounding that comes out of friction, comes out of a challenge, comes out of something to overcome, right? So don't let that inner dialogue, that limiting belief system that is sourced from childhood, don't let this Sun-Chiron square rupture you in a way that says that validates that thinking that like you're not worth something, or that like this always happens to me because this is just how it always is. It's not true. Find the lesson. Zoom out and look for the lesson in your healing. Look for the lesson in your wound, because something is there saying, hey, that's not true. That's just a trigger. That's just a trigger. It's just a wound. Let's work in a new way. Cancer's a cardinal sign, right? So the sun in Cancer is just like, hey, let's just redefine this. Let's just move on it. Let's move on it in a different way. And that's what I encourage you to do. Also on Friday, July 8th, Mercury squares Jupiter at 11:14 p.m. So that's just an overdoing. So Friday can be one of those days where it's just like, this is too much. This is too much, man. Like, there's just too much going on. Too much is flying at me because Mercury's in Cancer, and at that point, taking on a Scorpio energy because the moon is in Scorpio, and Jupiter's in Aries. Like, hey, I want what I want. I want what I want, and give it to me. And so, the Mercury and Jupiter are just like, Mercury's more like, okay, I know you want that, but I got to do this, or I have to go here. I've got too much on my plate. Could very well be the vibe on a Friday. And then, of course, Saturday's one of our busiest days because the moon is making so many aspects. No planetary action on Saturday, but on Sunday we do have a Sun-Uranus sextile, so great ideas. Remember, Sun's in Cancer, Uranus is in Taurus, very grounded, but while Uranus is in Taurus, he's shaking the ground. So the Sun in Cancer is like, hey, let's go home. Let's look at the home, and let's connect, and let's relate, and let's be warm and fuzzy, and be secure, and be secure in our finances, and be secure in our job, and in our finances, and our relationships. We're just gonna be nice, safe, and secure. And then a sextile to Uranus, and Uranus is like, what if I just shake it all up? What do you think about that? And do you like that? I don't care if you do or you don't, because I'm going to shake it up anyway. But a sextile is nice and productive, so just pay attention to anything changing around the home throughout the weekend, or anything changing within your relationships that feels good and feels exciting. Again, sextile, nervous energy. Something where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of riled up on the idea that I don't know what to expect here. Like, ooh. This is new, so just embrace the new coming into the weekend. Let's just kind of blanket that for the week. Embrace the new, because Mars is in a new sign, Mercury's in a new sign, Pallas Athena is going into a new sign, Vesta's stationing retrograde, and let's just say this week, embrace the new, shall we? That's it. I don't have any other notes for you. I will catch you on social media. Again, remember, there is a faker out there, so stop the scammer. That's what came up on the Mars-Pluto square last week for me, so it was really fun times. And then remember that there's bite-sized astrology on drunkastro.com. There's going to be weekly bite-sized, and there's also going to be daily bite-sized. So I encourage you to get on the mailing list so you get those reminders like, hey, here's your astro fix. And then every day, just something to go check out and say, oh, okay, the Virgo moon, making these specific aspects, and this is what it means. It's going to be real quick, just so you can just kind of grab and go. It's like the 7-Eleven of astrology. Oh, sometimes I don't know what to do with myself. Okay, it is so nice to talk to you. Thank you for spending time with me. I will catch you on social media all week, and I will see you next week.